Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to a special Friday afternoon session where I'm coming back on to complete the free readings not, from the morning session and a handful of donations I didn't get to either. You'll see there's no chat on here. I'm not taking any new questions in this session, but I'll be back in, 2.5 hours? Wait, 3.5 hours. 6 p.m. Mountain Time. It's 2:30 now, 3:30, 4:35. Yeah, 3.5 hours. Uh, so if you wanted to join, then I'm also here. I'm here on Friday, Saturday, Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and then Friday, Saturday nights at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So you can catch me then if you want to give me new questions. But we'll be jumping in here in a moment. And after I'm done, I will post a comment listing the order in which the readings are completed so you can find your reading very fast. Okay, this is going to drive me crazy. My OCD. We got to make sure it's not crooked. A little more, little more, little more. There we go. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. So let's get started. So I have, like I said, like a handful of readings. We'll start off with Supernova. You actually had three left that I did not get to. So thank you for your patience in getting to these readings. And I'm going to do all three of yours in a row. That way you don't have to like jump around and find them. Just all three will be in a row. Because you had one that was like, would have been like, I think last, but I just moved it to be with the others for convenience purposes. And so we'll start there. So let me see here. Let me make sure. I got number 5, number 6. Let me just make sure I've got them all here. Yeah, and that would have been number 7. All right. So we'll start off here with number 5, which was, what do your spirit guides want you to know about you yourself? All right, let's take a look here and see what spirit wants you to know here about yourself. All right, boom, boom, boom. You think we'll get the Empress? Maybe. We always do. We already got her last time, but so we got the star card coming in here, and the star card is all about wishing upon a star, dreams come true. And they're like, what do you need to know about yourself? Supernova. You are supernova. You are a star. And you have this purpose and this dream, that you came here, and everything is about your dream. Everything is just about guiding you towards that. This is like your um, it's like you designed your entire life before you came down here. You're like, I want all these things to happen to bring me to this, because this will bring me the most impactful experiences for my life, which means that's the extent that I've had that, I'm able to impact the world. So I like that they're saying that here. Yeah. And you've got strength card, Leo energy coming in here, your human self and your higher self. And when you're asking about what did I need to know about myself, you mean your small s self or your capital S self? Because it's both of you together. There are two of you living this human experience, the human character, and then the actor behind the character, the true you, the capital T true you, eternal, supernatural, powerful spirit being made of unconditional love, having many different experiences all at the same time. So, to ask you of who yourself is, they're like, this is what it is. And what's interesting is the star card also represents our higher self. So definitely a focus in on that of like, you mean the character you're pretending to be or the real you? I like it. Yep, 6 of Wands. Celebration, joy, uplifted, that they want you to recognize, that they recognize of all of the, things that you've accomplished, things that you've gone through, things that you've experienced and done. And they see it all, and they celebrate every moment of it, the whole entire journey. And I like that for you because, you know, when we want to know, hey, what do you guys want me to know about myself? They're like, you rock, you're a rock star, If you could see yourself through their eyes, we would be blown away because they don't have any judgment at all. They don't have this human complex thing stuck on there where we have contrasting and judging and fearing and all that. They just see us through wonderful, unconditionally accepting and loving eyes. They're like, "You're awesome. You're perfect. You're just a perfect mountain and a little human appearing here and there, walking around the mountain of who you are to understand yourself more." And I like that. And then you have the Knight of Cups. It's the pursuit of the quest for the Holy Grail is what you're on this quest of self-love, of searching for self-love and, all this adventures you've been on. It's like, have you ever seen one of the movies? Sinbad and the Seven Seas was an old movie, and he would go on his 7 journeys to try to find this thing, and he fought Medusa, and he fought this, and he fought the Cyclops, and they had all these movies of their journeys, and it's like, oh my gosh, we could look at those as bad, but they were his adventures, and so this is like the adventures of Supernova, and when you look at the quest of this, that it's all about finding our self-love and realizing who we are by experiencing who we're not, coming in there. Yeah. And the reemergence of the Chariot, another victory card like the Six of Wands, victorious movement, 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 and the power of choice. And I feel like they want you to know here that your higher self chose you to be its character in this lifetime. This awareness of the human we are is a part of us, is a part of the big higher self, but that they chose you, the incarnation of you specifically, not, like a random pick. Okay, boop, 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 there she is. That's her. No, they specifically chose you to be born at this specific time of blah blah blah, because if they didn't choose that, it would be someone else, and so they chose you on purpose, for a purpose, and that your life is full of purpose. So I like that. So that's what they want you to know about that. So many blessings, and thank you for that donation. And then number 6, you want to know, what encouragement do your spirit guides want to say about your musical journey? All right. Let's take a look here. Let's shuffle that a little more there. All right. Well, they want that card. They're not even letting me shuffle that. All right. Encouragement from spirit about your musical journey. Okay. All right. So you've got here the World card, which is the ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures. What a beautiful card, right? And it's a major arcana. It's there will be a change. You will feel like there's always going to be cycles. There's always going to be a beginning and an end that brings a new beginning, which brings a new end, which will bring a new beginning, eventually a new end, which brings a new beginning. Because in order for a new beginning to happen, there has to be an end of the current, right? And so they're like, it cycles, it cycles, it cycles. So just know that it's a never ending journey. And it's like if you, it's like they're reminding me of like when I was a manager in corporate, it was like trying to get your email caught up where my inbox was empty. I gave up because I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna file this away. I've got this printed out. I'm filing about this. I've replied to everything. All right, it's empty. Dude, another one would come in, another one come in. I'm like, oh my gosh, so it was always something. And there's always something that's coming in and you're transforming and it's constant. And so don't feel like the journey will ever end, because it'll be continued. It's been happening for many lifetimes. Your journey as a musician, as we talked about before, many of your past lifetimes have been that, and it will continue. And what's the rush? Enjoy the journey, enjoy the process for what it is. lighten up, like if you don't like you weren't feeling good, and so you're like, oh, my big debut, my first time, I'm sick and I can't go. It's like, oh, everything on purpose for a purpose, and you just trust it and be gentle with yourself and go, all right, so next time I'll just make sure I'm really, in the meantime, I'm going to give myself self-care. I'm going to, like you said, counseling and eating right, and getting exercise. I'm going to do all the things that make me healthy enough so I can continue to take steps and move towards my dream, right? You have the Queen of Swords, which is balancing of the head and heart. So, part of this is balance that comes in, like we were just talking about. You got the Three of Wands and the Magician. I like this that they're saying here. The encouragement is that, the Three of Wands, you change directions. The Magician is you hold the power, you hold the energy. And the Three of Wands is about, with new information, you adapt and change. And three is the number of Empress, it's the number of creativity. And that your creative energy will change over time too. And you'll adapt and you'll be going, all right, this is the direction I want to go. And it's, look at it as not a destination, like a final destination, just going, I'm going to head this way. Not that's where I'm going. It's like I'm headed this way, knowing that life happens and things change, and you learn new things, new opportunities arise. You're like, okay, and then I'm going to go this way for a little while, and then I'm going to head this way for a little while. That's why, there's hardly any direct lines to anything. It's always like a map, right? It's like, okay, I'm going up 3 blocks, and then I have to go this way because there's a one-way street. I have to come back around to here to get to here, and then up here, and then over here, and then over here. It's never, hardly ever I go, psh, it's just a direct route. So be gentle with yourself, be balanced with yourself, allow flexibility, right? Yeah. And we've got a full moon energy coming in here, the moon and the Six of Swords. So the moon, of course, Mother Luna, taking care of yourself, but also following the moon cycles is important. You have the Six of Swords, which is leaving behind old ways of thinking, moving to new ways of thinking, travel, movement across water too. And, with the world card in this, just know that you will eventually, travel a little more, and go across water in your musical adventures. Not like right away, but they're just like in the future. Just know that there will be some exciting adventures, and there's a lot of unknowns, and the adventure is not knowing, and it's allowing yourself this movement, and flexibility of mind allows you to go places that you never would thought you would go before in your life. And I like this. The world card in the beginning, I felt like world travel. So I feel like you eventually will be able to, visit some places around the world. And I feel like they want you to know that about your adventure too. Yeah. You got the Nine of Pentacles, always with you in spirit. This is like the Hermit card with the Nine of Pentacles being the outside world. And there is this moving inward, and your alone time. Even on the bottom of the deck, you've got the nine of wands, all this nine, that you will still maintain your personal self and your own alone time in connection with spirit. And that's the big thing, is regardless of what's happening in the outside world, maintaining that connection with spirit is an important piece of your adventure, because that's where your creativity flows from. That's what will guide you. It'll be the bright stars in the hermit's lantern. They will guide you through anything. Just maintain that relationship with them. So I like that for you. So many blessings to you. That was for that one. And then for your last question, thank you again for all your multiple donations. I really appreciate that. And want to know, what guidance or knowledge does Kurt want towards music? Any advice you consider him a musical expert? Yeah, I mean, he definitely, while he was on the earth, and probably a lot of in past lifetimes too, I'm sure, had a lot of that too. All right, so I feel like I'm being guided to these spirit messages here. So he already did the inner child. So let's take a look here and see what these spirit messages has. He always likes the oracle. He's a storyteller. He's like, let's do an oracle. Let's do an oracle. All right. I love it. A child's love. Inner child anyway. We still go back to that. And I just gotta see if I can get in here to show you all the musical notes. you just can't make it up. You just can't make it up. All right. Let's see, is that under child? No, he has under A child's love, not child's love. Okay. So he's saying the love between a parent and a child is one of the most precious and deep connections we make during our time on earth. Children start out as a part of us, and from their first cries, they establish themselves as the biggest part of our hearts. And this card signifies that a child's love is reaching out to you from the spirit world. Love is everlasting, and they want you to know they're safe, whole, beautiful, and free of any pain. The love you shared can never be broken, and when you think of them, they're with you no matter what. They know you miss them, and when you see that special rainbow, the butterfly that suddenly appears, the dream of them, the shiny pennies you keep finding, the feather that floats in front of you, the music they so enjoyed. Know that these are just signs and their way of saying, I love you, I'm right here, I'm okay, please don't be sad. This card also indicates that it may be time to look at the world through a child's eyes. Yeah. Enjoy every day, play, have fun, and be compassionate and loving towards yourself and others. The child or children here in the spirit world need to know that you will be strong for them and that you'll take care of yourself. Love the people around you, and when you do, they will feel and share in that love because they are and always will be connected to you. So I like that. I feel like it's more the child's seeing things from a child's perspective because of your Leo energy, and it's all about looking at the world like a child. And I love all the butterflies and all the musical notes and the rainbows and all of this. And it's about play, enjoy. Why being so serious? Laugh, you know, um, and taking care of you is very important here. And I feel like that's, because he ended up ending his life, he's very much talking to you about self-care. And we already talked about, he reiterated going to counseling and getting that help because um, he didn't, and people urged him, and I feel and wanted him to go forward, to be able to stay here, but he ended up taking his life, I believe. And so it's important for you to take care of yourself and joy, happy, enjoy as much as you can in each moment, and then take care of yourself. I feel like is his big thing here. Because even though he was a musical expert, because it's not going to do you any good if you're not here. So let's prioritize that. Yes, sir. All right. So that's what they have for you, Supernova. So many blessings to you. Right. And then up next, we had Johanna Yerison. So I'm probably murdered that again. I apologize. Yerison. But we'll call you Johanna. So thank you for your patience in getting to this reading. And I hope your tattoos are going well. they're not hurting too much. I know when I had my entire back done, they had to put like stuff on it and put I had like a big saran wrap wrapped around it. And I was like, and I drove myself. So I was like, oh, I had to sit forward on the way home because it was so tender. It was funny. Anyway, So, Johanna, you said so right after unfollowing him, you ran into Leon again. What spirit's message is there? Let's take a look here. What does spirit want you to know about that situation there? All right. So the bottom of the deck, you have the Justice card coming in here, and the Justice card, maybe, and the here. Come on, come on. Maybe it's the lighting. Wow, it is not wanting to focus suddenly. But so we've got the Justice card coming in here. Focus. It's focusing on justice, on the balancing of the scales of seeing things from a higher perspective. And I feel like, and we'll see what these other five cards are here, but it just feels like you bumped into him after you unfollowed him. And it's like, one, to face our fears of, oh, what is he going to think? Or, oh, no, did I make a mistake? Or, all those little things that bubble up. But what the real reason behind it all is for you to just realize and see it from a different perspective. Now that you let go and then you bump into them, how did you feel differently? Did it change the perspective of them? What was balancing out in this energy between the two of you, right? Yeah, you're the King of Cups, this balancing of the head and the heart. So here's more balancing energy. Let's see if I can get it maybe with these two together. Maybe that's what it's going to take. Maybe. Sorry, let me just do this really quick. Maybe it just needs to reset here. Wow. Maybe back here. But it is the King of Cups and the Justice card. So those both are about balancing energy and balancing of the head and the heart, because the King rules over the cups, gets a second portion of swords. And so it's allowing you to see how things balanced out a little bit. Feel like you felt differently when you saw him this time. Just things felt different. Yeah. Again, more balance, Six of Pentacles, which is the balancing out of the giving and receiving in the the world. I'm determined to get it to focus here some way, somehow. Maybe not. Come on. Come on, camera. All right. I'm giving up. So it is very much this balance of head and heart and outside world. I felt like it things had changed here. Yeah, and the Ten of Swords, you had let go of expectations. You see things a little differently, and maybe it felt a little freer with it all too, with this Ten of Swords, that you feel like you've let go of. All right, and now you bump into him, and you're like, okay, well, yeah, it's like almost like, did your mind not know what to think because we had released the expectations? And then you bumped into him and you're like, "Uh-oh, what I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to feel because, I released this. I let it go and then here they are." But I feel like the big piece of this was to realize how things had balanced out inside and that you feel completely different about it as you're looking at it here. Yeah, and you have the Five of Swords, the struggle inside between the head and the heart with the Five of Swords, um, is there. I wonder, is it this or is it this one? I wonder which of my lighting is making it act all weird. Because I'm clear, yeah. So that's your Six of Swords. I mean, Five of Swords. So the struggle between your head and your heart, it's that balancing again. You have one sword with two. It just feels so much like that here. And the Five of Wands. Yeah. So you got both the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands. It's like there's been a change of mind and a change of energy, a change of passion. And it just doesn't feel the same. And they wanted you to just realize that. And when you bump into them, go, okay. So it's not as extreme. It's not as it was before. So I feel like that's the big thing here of it's like because when I first started your question, I heard it's just a self test. It's not a graded test. It's just a self test to see, how do I feel? How much did I let go? And even though I unfollowed them, physically, have I unfollowed them emotionally, mentally, energetically, passionately, or whatever? And I feel like it was a good way. It showed you what has balanced out and maybe what has not. But I don't feel like it's, oh yeah, you were supposed to be there. I think it feels more just like um, a confirmation of, yeah, you needed to let that go, if that makes sense. All right, so that's what they have for you, Johanna. So many blessings to you. And then my last of my donations is Nelia Medeiros. So thank you, Nelia. And then we'll start the free readings here momentarily. So thank you for your popcorn sticker and your donation. And you wanted to know, do you see any new friends, people, like-minded people coming into your life? If so, when and where will you meet, etc.? All right, let's take a look here. All right, any new people? When and where and how? Okay. All right. Well, with the Seven of Cups coming in here, there's a lot of individuals. The Seven of Cups can be like all these individuals that are, it's like a group for me, looking at this. And I feel like there's going to be a variety of different people. And I feel like you're going to be kind of choosy. There's going to be an opportunity to meet a lot of different people, but it's like there's too many. And it's like really choose where you want to invest your emotional energy. Don't overdo it. Yeah. I mean, you've got the Queen of Wands, the Emperor, the Knight of Wands, all this fiery energy, 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 energy. So there is all this movement forward that comes in with all of this. The Knight of Wands is fast moving very soon. So I feel like you got masculine energy, got divine feminine energy. There's some playa, um, passionate energy of people too. So there's a wide variety of, it just feels like there's this influx of a lot of different personalities coming in. But be choosy on where you invest your energy, is what I feel like with that here. Yeah. So you have the Six of Swords, which is, choppy waters to calmer waters, movement in your life too, as you change your mindset and how you look at things too. You have the Eight of Cups, which is all about movement, um, away from relationships that don't serve you anymore. So this is that, be wary, because you go from the Seven of Cups to the Eight of Cups. Be wary of where you invest your emotional energy. They're reiterating that because, it's like looking for people that are 50-50 ish, because it's changes, but the relationships that you've chosen, that some of them that are in your life, it's like those that you're keeping alive. You have them on life support. You give 80-90%, they give you 10-20% max. And it's like you're clearing away, making space for new people to come into your life, because you're clearing out this and getting all this emotional energy back. And also, it has to do with any suppressed emotions that you're holding below the surface, allowing those to come up, transform them, and that energy you're using to hold down emotional energy comes back to you also to be invested in friendships and relationships and social, connection with others. But you need that emotional energy, otherwise it's just not. It's like you have to have enough in order to have it, be provided, or to draw it in, because otherwise your inner child's going, we don't have the expenditure for more emotional connections. No, and it keeps it away. So you're creating the capacity to have that come in, if that makes sense. Yeah. And here you go, the full card, new adventures coming in with the full card. This is all about the it's the first card in the major arcana. So you're leaving behind old cycles, old ways, and you have this new energy that's coming in here. with the full card, which is about um, like more childlike possibilities and allowing an open mind and an open heart. And I feel like that's why there's all of this, like a kid in a candy store, but you're not gonna eat everything and get sick. You're gonna be choosy about what you do. And there's this opening of this coming in. Yeah, we got the four. Here's joy, celebration, gatherings. So this is confirmation that you do have these joyful gatherings that are coming in here. And it could be that you're meeting people at, it is meetup groups, weddings, celebrations, and that type of thing as well, coming in. And I feel like with the when, I feel like you're going to start getting some of these, like, especially with the Knight of Wands, it's fast movement and all that wand energy. I really feel like it's super, super duper soon. I have these place oracle. So let me just take a look here and see if they'll tell us anything about the where. Luxurious boutique. None of these cards want to. There it goes. Dazzling gems, precious metals, handcrafted masterpieces, bespoke luxury. So it feels like I don't know if that's shopping, but it does feel like luxury, and it's like there's it kind of reminds me of like a hotel. Like hotels have little boutiques. It's like that's where receptions are, parties, gatherings, different kinds of celebrations. I feel that you're going to be getting invited to, and that's like the beginning of it. And I feel like it's by the end of June. Don't know if you're going to a wedding or been invited to one or will be, but or someone's inviting you to go to a party of some sort of celebration. But I feel like that's coming in there. So hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you right now, Nelia. So many blessings. Go forward and make friends, but be picky. All right. All right. So thank you guys again so much for all your donations and for your patience in getting to those. And now we'll move over here. Let me just move some of these free readings, the screenshots over for ease of use. And for these, I'm going to be using the Light Seers Tarot. I've got like one card shy of two decks that it's like a giant sandwich. But it's two whole decks that are together, and I'm just splitting them in the middle. And we'll be using these to answer the free readings. All right, so let's jump in. So Miniheel, you want a general love reading for June. And if you know your Venus sign and moon sign, be sure to check out the June monthlies for those signs. That'll get you even more information that's coming in here. All right. So, you've got here for June, you've got the Knight of Cups. There's some movement and some interest romantically, but I feel like it doesn't quite pan out, and there's some disappointment, and that, it's like you're not that you're experimenting, that sounds almost a little too dirty, but it's like you're experimenting in your thought process about what you're willing, like this list of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts, these expectations you have around relationship and dating and who and what and how and blah, blah, blah. And you're kind of altering and opening up some expectations, which has some of these people that you would not normally interact with come in, and you're weeding them out. You're weeding out some of these initial individuals, and this particular one that seems very promising, like when you're chatting, but I feel like they kind of just drift away, and you're like, why, and it's okay, because everything that's happening with all these, I don't know if you're on a dating app or something, it just feels like you have a lot of different type of people that are appearing that you can look at. You're kind of just going, no, like swiping right, swipe left, swipe right, whatever that is. But it's like, yeah, no, it doesn't feel right. But I feel like you're learning and you're growing through this and you're expanding through it. And but they are reflections for you to see what you feel about yourself. And I feel like this person that kind of ghost, like just disappears, shows you how that in when you start having a love interest, how you lose yourself, right? How you ghost your own self, and you're like, well, I'm gonna try to be, I'm taking myself off the market, and everything is about them, and it's like you abandon yourself for them, just like they abandon you. It's a mirror for you to see that, and that's why this disappointment is important, because you're going to continue to see what you want to see about yourself till you see it. And these individuals are going to continue to show you what you want to see about yourself until you see it. And it's a big thing. I know I had that happen to me too, in relationships. And I'm like, all right, yeah, they did their job. Boy, did they show me what I wanted to see about myself, my lack of self-worth, and my how I sacrificed myself and all those things. So I can totally relate. But it's a great aha, and it's very freeing when that comes about. So I like that for you. So that's what they have for you, Miniheel. So I'm just gonna zip here. All right. And then Day Sturgis, you are up. Whatever comes out. Let's take a look here. All right. Looks like it is a time of clarity here for you. And this ladder, I feel like there's ladders here. Let's see if I can have it focus there. So you see the ladders, and then you see the stairs. This is like there's this heightened way of looking at things. And the Hierophant is your higher self drawing you to see things from a higher perspective, the capital T truth of what you're wanting, what you're feeling. What am I truly feeling? What am I truly wanting? And there's this review coming in here, and there's so many choices. But I feel like if you ask your higher self and your spiritual team of your own free will to kind of like, hey, can you help me like whittle this down? Can you help me understand these choices that I have? And can you help me just see past these things I'm having trouble, choosing between 7 things? Can you just give me some information like, well, that bowl is not microwavable. Oh, that's out. That one's made with lead. It'll kill you if you eat from it. Okay, that one's out. That's with these bowls. It's like you're with these individuals, and I don't know if it's people or opportunities, it's you whittling them and weeding them out, and to ask spirit, because they will bring you in some capital T truths and show you those things. So I like that. So ask of your own free will, and they'll definitely bring you clarity that you're looking for. All right. So that's what they have for you, and many blessings. And then DK, hello, hello. So a general reading, absolutely. Let's see what a spirit wants you to know here. All right. Yeah, you've got some cycles and that are becoming involved here, and you've got the 8 of Cups, which is the cycle of walking away from those emotions and relationships that don't serve you anymore here, with both of those coming in. And it happens. It's like when if you ever get like you start getting a pile of junk mail or stuff on your desk or table or whatever, and you're like, oh God, it's time to purge. There's so much here. I need to get rid of this stuff. And you just start chunking stuff and clearing out. And I feel like you're doing that emotionally, but mainly relationship wise. And you're realizing, where am I investing all my emotional energy? I'm in a cycle of purging, stepping away, and unfollowing people and different things like that, personally. And so I like this kind of cleansing of energy that's coming your way right now, and that it's celebrated. And it's like, if you feel that bubbling up, that's why. So be very aware of where you're investing your emotional energy, because the cycle has changed and it's time for the purge cycle. So that's what they have for you right now, and it is, as I continue and say more, that's what they have. But also, that this purging cycle allows the openness to allow space, emotional space, for new emotional relationships to come into. So I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you, DK. Many blessings. And then morning, you'd like a general. Let's take a look here. So you've got the 7 of Wands and the 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups is important relationships, can be romantic, can be best friends, can be reuniting with family, can be connecting with your higher self. 7 of Wands is about you being true to your authentic self. So whatever relationship this is that's coming in here, that's being kind of spotlighted in your life right now, it's really important for you not to dim your light, not to shrink, to be yourself, to be who you are, not to think you need to be anyone else than that. Be unapologetically yourself without feeling like, oh, what are people going to think? What are people going to do? And who's going to be upset? And it's like, too bad, if I feel like this Two of Cups, this person, this special spotlighted relationship, they love who you are, and because of you being true and authentic to yourself, this is the what draws them to you. And so it's so important for you just to shine bright, like a sun, and just say people can't handle it. There's the shade, there's, hey, I even got some extra sunscreen, and there's a big hat and sunglasses, or you can get into the basement where it's shady and you don't have to worry, but I'm not dimming my light. I like that for you. So that's the importance, is not to dim your light, not to change for anyone. Be you. So I like it. That's what they have for you, morning. So many blessings to you. And then Eagle, you want to know, does Conrad from your workplace think you're dumb? No, they think you're unique. The Three of Pentacles is, someone who is unique, and their authentic selves. And the Page of Pentacles is, I don't think they, excuse me, I don't mean to yawn. The sun's come out. It was all cloudy, and I was yawning earlier, and now the sun's out. Now I'm yawning. I'm waking up. The Page of Pentacles, it just feels interesting here, Eagle. It's like they see you as someone who believes in your own authentic self and you're you. But from their point of view, and we always have to remember when we're wondering what other people think of us or how other people feel about us, that it so much has to do with how they feel about themselves. And because this Page of Pentacles is like, they're like, well, I feel like they think you're a little insecure, and that you have an opportunity to grow your self worth, and in that they see you as unique and to yourself. But I kind of feel like they think you bend a little bit to the will of others because you don't want to be thought as being too weird, or and and they I feel like they know that you're really weird, and they like that. They're probably Aquarians. We like being called weird and different, and they like that. They celebrate difference, but I feel like they feel like you might bend a little bit to others to please them a little bit too. But I don't feel like they think you're dumb. I feel like they think that you might shrink yourself a little bit and not be true to your authentic self because you fear some other people. So not dumb. There, that I think that kind of clarifies it there. Right. So that's what they have for you, Eagle. So many blessings to you. And then we've got Great Courts, Almighty Great Courts. You're up next here. You want to know, there's this really strong masculine energy around you. Any messages from this? It's like a lion energy. That's intense. All right. Yeah, I can see that here. You've got the Queen of Cups here. And of course, this is your empathic abilities that are heightened and expanded, and you're feeling the vibes. 10 of Swords, it feels like there's this energy, because 10 of Swords is like ending of expectations and release of some stuff. So, I feel like this is, I don't know if it does feel like courage, because the 10 of Swords, to walk away and step out of expectations and to feel this freedom, is a lot like the Fool card, which is like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to be me. I'm ready to jump out, and I don't want to be caged. This is that lion energy that I feel with all this. It's like Leo, fiery. And I feel like this isn't like someone who's passed and who's there, but I feel like it's a spirit guide of yours that's come in. And I don't know if you have a lion, or and entity that comes through for you, like a spirit guide, a spirit animal, however, where they come through as this strong to courageous being to help you step through this. And so if you've they're actually coming up with a new one too. It's oh, what's the name of it? It's the one with the 4 emotions inside the little girl. It's a Pixar, I think. Inside Out. Inside Out 2 is gonna be coming out, which it's funny because there's, like, I think the advertisement that I or the trailer that I saw has, like, stress and, what are these things that teenagers go through. It's like hormones. It's like, great. But I feel like there you have, like, this, um, spirit guide who becomes courage for you in a courageous time, and I feel like you're being asked to like let go of some expectations and move forward and release things, and it can be feel a little daunting when you are like undefined for a moment, but I feel like they're stepping up to give you that courage from the inside out, and they're giving you that energy. So I feel like they're coming through kind of in a way as a lion animal spirit, or something similar with that represents courage too. So I feel like that's what's coming in for you, great court. So I like it. And that's what they have. So many blessings to you. Alrighty. We got Rhonda. Rhonda, you are up next. Let me just move some of these up here. And we want to know, what is Matt's intuition for your connection? So you're wondering what Matt is picking up on your guys' connection. So we got the 9 of Pentacles, which is about, I feel like they're very hermity, very to themselves, because that's, the 9 is the hermit's journey, the Pentacles, the outside world. And so there is this energy of being alone in the world. And I feel like they're going through like this devil card, Saturn return, looking at their own beliefs and what do I believe and who am I and what's the world, and the rattling of their cages and their belief systems really coming up here. And I feel like they don't know what they want or who they are, or you know those types of things. So I feel like they're kind of unavailable emotionally and mentally even. I feel like they're so focused in on how they're transforming and what's next for their life, and they're trying to figure their life out, that they're kind of in this spending a lot of time alone type of energy, if that makes sense. So I feel like they're going through a lot. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to yawn everybody. Oh my goodness. I did wake up like every 3 hours last night. I had dreams, dreams, dreams. Probably is still this leftover new moon energy. So I apologize for yawning. It's release. Let them go. But I feel like they're going through a lot there, Rhonda. Rhonda. Um, so I feel like they're more super focused on themselves. So when they're like, "What's our connection?" I feel like they're, what does that connection have to do with me? It's they're not looking like, oh wow, this. They're more going, how does that fit into my life? So it's me, 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 me kind of energy right now, right? So that's what's coming in there. Let me move these over here. So many blessings. Hang in there. Hang in there. All right, and then Happy Pill, you are up. So like a general reading. All right. So we got the 7 of Cups and the 8 of Swords. So we got this emotional confusion, all these choices that are coming up. And the 8 of Swords is this super reflection involved with all this, where you're discovering what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets have kept you, kind of feeling blinded and bounded and trapped. And this is what's making it, all these beliefs are what's making it hard to choose with these things in the outside world, whether it's um, between people, between situations, or between people and situations. It's emotional decisions that you're needing to make, but your mind is really, having a hard time looking at those and trying to figure out what it wants. But I like the 8 of Swords because it is, you're becoming aware of what of your those thoughts. It's flow of thoughts, which will eventually get you back to the emotions and going, okay, now I know why, this, why it was so hard, because I had this belief. I've transformed this belief Now that's cleared away 5 out of the 7, so now I just have to choose between 2. And, so I feel like you're getting a lot of mental clarity around emotional situations, which is very interesting because emotions happen first. Usually emotions create thoughts and mindsets and beliefs, but in this case, they're having you reverse engineer it and find out what it is so that you can get to the root of it. Very interesting. So I like it. I feel like just continue to question your thoughts and beliefs around a situation. What am I fearing around this? It'll help bring clarity and help you transform the emotions there as well. Right. So that's what they have for you, Happy Pill. Hopefully that helps. Right. And many blessings to you. Right. And Julie, what things you need to release? All right. Well, you do have some stuff below the surface with the moon card coming in here. So there are a lot of emotions below the surface. And this 8 of Pentacles is about the work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the stuff I feel I have to do in order to move forward and have things progress. There's a lot of it below the surface that's going on here. So, it just feels here, um, almost kind of 6 of Pentacles energy in a way. But these are deep seated emotions that have been bubbling and charged below the surface for a long time. And it has to do with defining my worth by job or schooling, you know. Um, and it does. And that's okay. And that's why it's like 6 of Pentacles energy, because the 6 of Pentacles is the out of balance giving and receiving in life. When we're 7 years old or younger, we develop this, what's my rate of emotional exchange, abundance, whatever. And we learn by the important people in our lives. I give 1,000 love coins, I get one back. That seeps down into our subconscious, which is the moon card below the surface. And then it runs on autopilot. And for me, that meant trying to overachieve in school, overachieve in friendships, family, whatever. And then when I got a job, trying to overachieve in my job. So it's this overachiever, and I got to become the master. I got to be number one energy that's coming in here. And I feel like that's the release that comes in is, where is this out of balance below the surface? I can't throw it in here because I don't have a chat going on, but I do have, and if I mentioned this already, it's Take 10 with Zen playlist. If you go to my main page at the very top, they have the playlist at the top. If you just scroll, if you don't see it in the first 4 or whatever, if you scroll, it'll be like the next one's Take 10 with Zen. Episode 5 is the one that it talks about the 6 of Pentacles and how to balance that, bring it from 1,000 to 1 to 1 to 1. So that might help with that too. But it's the release of the old ways of thinking about what my worth is. And that goes all the way back to 7 years old and younger. All right. So that's what we have for you, Julie. Julie. So many blessings to you. And then new love, you are up. So is it best if you block P and let go? No contact from him since 2 weeks back, and he is married. Okay. I hear you. I hear you. Let's take a look here. Is it for your highest experience to let go here? Yeah, we got the Queen of Wands, you know, choice and power and energy, and the Knight of Swords is movement of thought and belief and mindset, a quest of seeing things from a higher perspective. The Queen of Wands, she really knows her worth, her energy, her power. And I feel like that with these coming in here, I feel like it is best for you just to block him and let him go. And as long as you take the time to really understand what you've learned about yourself through this, like why am I choosing someone who's emotionally unavailable, physically unavailable? Is it safe? Why do I choose that? Am I emotionally available to myself? What does this tell me about me, right? And I like this empowerment that comes through this awareness that comes through this, because if you don't if we just block him and move on, and then you'll just find someone else who's emotionally unavailable, right? Because we're like, all right, there's a reason why this I chose this. Why is this mirror here? They're showing me what I want to see about myself until I see it. Otherwise, I'll keep choosing the same type of person over and over until I'm like, oh, I get it now. And then we stop drawing in those teachers. We don't need that class anymore because we've really looked at it and going, okay, so, you know, I can let go. I can do this. I'm going to, um, question why, did I draw them into my life and what are they showing me about me? But definitely, I feel like with all this, it's like end it and learn about yourself, and then you're able to move forward. And then you'll have someone who's more in alignment with who you deserve. You deserve someone like you, someone committed, someone choosing you, someone who communicates like you, someone who gives to the extent like you do, not where you feel like you're having to do so much to get so little. You know what I mean? Right. So that's what they have for you, new love. So hopefully that helps. Many blessings to you. All right. And then Aniket, you are up. Hello, hello. What are Sanika's intentions for you? No contact. All right. I feel like they're still trying to figure things out. We have the Hanged Man here, which is about, they're hanging upside down, seeing things from a different perspective, trying to choose what they're wanting to do. The Emperor is Aries energy, where they're trying to decide what is it they want for the kingdom, what they want for their empire. And that's where this decision making comes in because they've got so much noise in their head of their everyone in the empire telling them this is what we want, this is what we want, what, supposed to, should, need to, have to, must. And they're like, okay, everyone, shh, clear the throne room, I got some thinking to do, decision making to be done. And so this is like the Hanged Man, as they stepped up trying to see things differently, trying to determine what they want in life. And I don't feel like they know yet, and I feel like they're kind of in limbo trying to determine what they want. Which is okay. That's reasonable. As you get older in life, it becomes unreasonable. I was talking to my host, I think it was last night, and I'm like, you can see how you change in your what you're willing to not put up with, but what your filters become. Because I'm like, we're talking about someone, like not choosing, like in a kind of situation, they're not sure. I'm like, if someone's not sure whether I'm a catch or not, um, thank you, but no thank you, because you're not smart enough to see me. I want somebody who's intelligent. If you're having trouble seeing if I'm enough or not, you're not, and as I say, it's reasonable because, some people are trying to figure themselves out. So if they don't know what they want for themselves, then how do they know, who I am, right? But that also tells me, I'm like, well, I want someone who's kind of got things figured out. And that happens later as we get older. We're like, the bar gets higher, right? I'm gonna have to take someone really special for me to leave my hermithood and my peace and where I'm at to, invest energy in them. And that's what I kind of feel here is they're in this trying to figure things out in their life of who they are and how things are unfolding and blah blah blah. So they're in this kind of limbo trying to figure it all out. But it's up to you how long you'd want to wait for them to figure things out. I don't see an end to it yet. I still feel like they're really in the midst of trying to figure life and those types of things out. So that's what they have for you, Aniket. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Many blessings to you. And then we got Kelsey Wells. Hello, hello. You want to know what Sven's thoughts and feelings are towards you. So Sven, all right. You know, Sven has a lot of fears of things falling apart. And, we have on one side, the Wheel of Fortune of They feel like, wow, this is awesome. Their human side feels what a great opportunity, and I love this, and it just feels very positive. Like they're like, it is what a wonderful thing for me. This, interactions that we have. But the Three of Swords also is like their fear of disappointment. Like, when's the other foot gonna drop? I've feel like a full life, but whenever I get something, I always end up losing it. And so now I don't know if I want to pursue it and celebrate it because I feel like it's going to be taken away and I don't want to feel that again. And so there's this hesitancy in even investing emotionally or physically and um emotionally. Did I say that already? Mentally. And they're just kind of like, I don't know. It's too good to be true. And I know what happens when that happens. It gets taken away. And what's funny, not funny, funny, but not funny, haha, but funny, whoops, ding, um, that when we have this belief and we reinforce it over and over, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like, oh, and nothing ever goes right, nothing ever goes right. We end up self-sabotaging because our energy is focused on it and we like attracts like. So I feel like they are wow, but they're also like, oh no, when is this gonna stop? What's gonna happen? When's the other foot gonna drop, like I said? So very interesting energies there. They got some skeletons to work through in their belief closet there. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And then we've got Magana. Hello, hello. Anything you need to know about your love life in the future. All right. Let's see what they have here. Yeah, I feel like you're in a period here of the Nine of Pentacles, which is, a period with spirit, like the hermity. And the Six of Swords is this questioning of your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, leaving behind fears that don't serve you anymore. And there's this movement of mind, which brings movement in the outside world too. So I feel like you're around a love life with the Six of Swords, like your ideas are changing. You might even be moving physically. You might be going on vacation or visiting someone over water, like you have to travel over water to get there. So there is this change in this movement, but a lot of this has you being with yourself and you being in that space to be able to change some ways of thinking, change some perceptions, which does draw you to these different places where you meet people. But for now, it's the Nine of Pentacles kind of hermity type journey that's important because you're clearing away stuff that will only hinder later. And so you're kind of chunking things overboard right now. Gwen, I don't need this stuff. And I like that for you. That's emotional baggage that's below the surface and any kind of mental belief kind of stuff too coming in. So that's what they have there for you. So many blessings, Magana. Right. And we've got Bellini Martini. You are up. So, your question is, what would your grandma, Mammy, like to tell you? Oh, okay. You know, um, I actually have some talking to heaven cards here, and whoa, things are going crazy over here. All right, here we go. I just need to open the box here. So let's grab a message and we'll put that up there. Okay. Let's see what your Grammy, ma'am, your grandma Mammy, I call her Grammy. What does Grammy have to say? What would she like you to know right now? All right. Now I have no pain. Beautiful card there. So someday we'll be in a place with no pain. Yay! And it says, you worried whether I suffered in my passing, and I'm here now to tell you that all physical pain is connected to the body. Now that my body has been laid to rest, I'm completely pain free. Before, movement was slow and cumbersome, but now I'm so light and free that I can be wherever I want with just a thought. Part of my life review has been to examine the source of my previous physical pain and to take responsibility without guilt for my role in manifesting those conditions. I now see that my path of pain was a choice my soul made, and I'm learning great lessons of compassion and empowerment from that path. Wow. So understanding that the path of pain, that there is um, things we learn through all that, and that I feel like she's just, on one hand, letting you know I'm not in pain anymore if you were worried about me. And it was quick, painless. Before I even knew it, I was already out of my body, and as my body was passing, I didn't feel any of it. I, immediately went up into the connected to my higher self, and I was shielded from any pain my body was going through when I was passing. So it was like, woo, and then just let you know that the path of pain in our lives is on purpose for a purpose. And a lot of our pains will allow us to come back to this moment, keeps us in the now instead of the future and the past too. But there is purpose to the journey of pain, and it's not a curse or a punishment. It's a chosen adventure that her soul in that case chose it. So if you have that in your life or experiencing it and trying to understand it with other people, hopefully that will help. But that's what Grandma Mammy has for you right now, Bellini. So many blessings to you. Right. We'll continue moving up here. Sorry, guys. You ever get like a crick? Ah, there we go. I was feeling tight. There's a release. Hey, there's the release of the pain. All right. And then Nelia Maderos, thank you so much for your donation earlier. And this is your free reading. And you wanted any new messages from your guardian angel of light and love. All right. Wow. Wow. You got the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Cups. Joy, 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 joy is in the cards. The wheels are turning, the wheels of fate. You do have a love for your life that is, in the cards. Um, it will unfold, and it's going to unfold in the timing that even your human is on board with this, the Wheel of Fortune, because it tells us everything always unfolds for us in our lifetime. Sometimes our human side is, how is that for me? But this case, it's saying that, wow, with this joy and this celebration and the wheels of changing and a turning, there's endings and beginnings and things that when the dust clears, your human's like, oh, okay, I'm on board with this. So I like this joy and this celebration, and whatever these are with these changes that are turning up here, it is happening on purpose for you, and you'll see the benefit of it, and you'll be like overjoyed by it once the dust settles. But I feel like maybe while the dust is not settled, that you might be a little bit of like what that's going on and like, oh, I see. So I like that because there's suddenly like just like all these cogs are, all this stuff suddenly turns in your life, and some things are disappearing, new things are coming in, and you're like, whoa, what happened? But you're going to be happy about it, very happy about it. So I like it. Right, and that's what they have for you, Nelia. So many blessings to you. All right, and then Ashvin Rai, you'd like a general reading. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. So you've got the World card, which is a major arcana, significant change of cycles, endings, and beginnings that comes in. It brings you benefit here with the Ten of Pentacles, which can represent overall fully abundant in our lives. It's one of my relationship cards, but I feel like there is this change of mindset, the change of how you're looking at things that gets the ball rolling, that allows this significant ending of an old cycle, beginning of this new adventure that feels fulfilling. And it's about, what does success mean? What does the relationship mean? I feel like you're just really doing a lot of evaluation of your belief systems around things, and this does open this up for you here. So I like this, letting the old ways go, something more free flowing, that you just enjoy it for what it is instead of trying to control it all. And that allows us, instead of focusing on how something's falling short and who someone's not being, allows us to be grateful for what something is and for what this person does. So I like that for you. All right. So that's what they have for you, Ashvin. Many blessings to you. All right. Right. Hang in, everybody. We're getting there. We still have about a handful or so to go. All right. So, Swaroop Bobby, thank you for your donation earlier. And you want to know, where will you find your new love? And you asked for the place oracle. I actually grabbed this off of I'm doing solstice readings, which will be out on the 20th of June. And they're relationship readings. And I was using these. So I went and grabbed it from my recording table. So let's take a look here and see what they have here for you. And so, where will you find love? All right, in a temple. All right, a spiritual practice, meditation and reflection, spiritual guidance. So, I feel like you will meet him at some sort of spiritual retreat or temple, like you said, a church temple, whatever you attend. And it could be that there's a wedding or something that's being completed in a temple. Doesn't mean that you're going there yourself, like on a regular basis. But I feel like there's a gathering of some sort that you do attend at some sort of spiritual temple like building. And that's where you meet them. So there we go. And now you're going to go, I'm accepting every wedding invitation. Right, that's what they have for you, Swaroop. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Paula, you would love a general reading? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. So there's this great new beginning that's coming here. The Five of Swords is like your head and your heart have been struggling over something for a while. And it feels like there's been a resolution, and the heart has won. The expectations and all those limitations of the mind have been thrown out the window, and you're ready for this ending of the old cycle of mental conflict trying to rule over the heart. And the heart is being allowed to have this, the world is full of possibilities, there's no restriction. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? And allowing this adventure to unfold here. So I like this here because whatever the situation may be, it's like, let me get out of my head of the supposed to's and shoulds and need to's and have to's and musts, get into my heart of anything's possible. And that opens up this adventure feel of the Fool card, which allows a fresh start, which allows things to just unfold beautifully. So I like that. And that's what they have for you right now, Paula. So many blessings to you. Hopefully that's helpful. And then Moonlight 5, you are up next. Let me just see how many we got here. So we got Kritika, 1, 2. Oh, okay. There's less than I thought here. So we've only got like 4 left, I think. So Moonlight 5, you are up. And I am doing fine. I hope you're doing fine. And you wonder, are your soulmate or twin flame? Let's take a look here. I don't feel like they're a twin flame with this energy. You got Page of Cups and you've got the Page of Wands. So two upgrades, two seeing things from a higher perspective, and this evolution, this expansion, this again upgrade that's coming in here. And so I don't feel like a twin flame. I get energy of like, wow, it's extreme passion, but also extreme work. This feels more that it's someone that's helping you go to a next level in your life, but not in a twin flamey way. And it would be a soulmate that's coming in here, because soulmates are, individuals that help us on our path, help us do get to other stages. There are mirrors, and we have these, sometimes they're stepping stones to get to places too. And I feel like this is what they're helping you progress. So they're not like a forever person, you know, because we have our family is our soulmates. It's all souls who are special to us in this lifetime. So we have a lot of soulmates, but if you're looking at more romantic, I don't feel like they're going to be long term with the pages. I feel like they're helping you get to another level, but they're not the other level, if that makes sense. So that's what's coming in for you there, Moonlight 5. Right. Many blessings to you. And then Kritika Mahotra, you are up next. So exams are over. Hallelujah. You were cleaning your bookshelves and found an old novel from school, and now you're feeling sad remembering those days. Why did our happy big friend group break up? There's only two of you left. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, we have the devil card, which is the changing, the rattling of the cage, the opening up of things, and they make us, anywhere from like usually it's like 23 to 35 can be this, where we're looking at our how we're looking at life, where things unfolding, what do we want out of life, who do we want in our lives, and people change, people evolve, people go different places, and that's kind of what was happening here. And the Queen of Cups is this, you know, um, I mean, she's a very feeling individual, very empathic, very, emotional because she's rolls over cups with the king, but she also gets a second portion. All queens do of cups, so she's the master of emotion. And I just feel like your spirit team is going, people change, people go through, instead of focusing on what's wrong, what you feel is falling short, focus on gratitude for what was. And it could have been there was a lot of expectations, a lot of rules, a lot of, people that were in conflict that it's like, that's all right, I just don't want this anymore, type of energies. But I feel like it's trusting spirit and trusting the unfolding of things and questioning your fears. Sadness is rooted in fear, and because it's a feeling, it's a belief of lack, of missingness, of limitedness, of smallness. And when we look at that, we're like, yeah, why, let me celebrate what we had, but if you honestly look back at the group, you're like, yeah, there was a lot of drama, and I want to choose my own tribe instead of going back to an old one. What is meant for us never passes us by. There's relationships that are for, you know, a day, like a moment, a day, a season, a lifetime, or whatever. And when you realize it, you're like, it's okay. The important people in my life will still be in my life, and if none of them in my life, I have the memories and what I learned through it all, but I don't need to mourn it. Yeah. So I feel like that's what's coming in there for you. Right. So that's what they have for you, Kritika. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Sean G, you'd like guidance for this weekend. All right, let's take a look here what we have here. All right. Yeah, there's this movement from feeling abandoned, left behind, and lack to this feeling of harvest and birthing and overflowingness here. So I like this energy. I feel like they're saying that you know, the extent of how big you feel this benefit, this abundance, this creativity, this birthing is depends on how much you transform that Five of Pentacles. That's a belief in lack, a belief in not having enough, believing that humans will eventually pull back from us, because when a human is in fear, do indeed, they do go into survival mode, and they do pull back any support that they'd given previously, to us. But when we step back and connect to the higher realms and realize it's spirit who supports us in each moment, that gives us everything we need in each moment. Maybe not everything our ego wants, but it's what our dream, what our higher self, what we truly want, for us is what is, able to be brought in with this, and that the spirit will bring it to us, and they won't go into fight or flight mode and withdraw and pull back like a human will, because spirit doesn't get scared. It has no fears. It's all powerful. It's like, I got extra. You want this? Psh, and it always brings us what we need plus more as well. And so there is this, transformative energy for this weekend to go, you know what? You're the one who brings me what I need in each moment, not out there. There's this great, let me see here if I can clear some stuff out of the way. There we go. There's this great thing that I read, which I feel is what they're nudging you forward here. And it has to do with resources, ideas, answers, even money. And it's like my abundance comes directly from spirit. The middleman does not hold the keys to my success and my abundance. My prosperity comes directly from the ethers. I ask of it, the divine ethers, and nothing else. And I like that. And even I am safe. I have absolute right to be here. I am supported. So I like those energies. I just feel like there's this knowing that it's not mankind that brings me what I need in each moment, but creator and spirit. They always give me what I need, plus a little extra because they love us. Never just bread and water. So I feel like that's your message for this weekend, Sean. Hopefully that helps. Many blessings to you. And then lastly, but not leastly, we've got Night Owl. If I missed anyone, my deepest apologies. I will be back in 2 hours for my evening session. So I'll be in about an hour putting out the announcement where you can jump in and put your questions earlier if you wish. So just make sure um, you're subscribed, of course, and that your settings are set to all notifications so you'll get notified. All right. So, Night Owl. Um, so you gave information there. Yeah, astrology. Spirit knows all. So the job is going down again and again, stable job with high salary. There is a plan to change career now, but there is a lot of tension. All right. So you just want to know what spirit wants you to know here. Wow, get the Empress right after one another here. Yeah. So you've got this, take care of you with the Empress, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, but there is this new birthing that's coming forward with all this. And the Seven of Wands is this energy of protection, of staying true to yourself, not diminishing your light, not shrinking your light, but being true to who you are. And um, just know that, you will be seen. I feel like you can get contacted. um, I just feel like there's a new opportunities that are coming your way here, but it's important for you to take care of you. And it's like, well, now's a bad time for me to leave them. It's like, well, if they were closing, they'd be like, bye, sorry, we're closed, everybody. They wouldn't be like, wait, to give everyone time. We'll wait a month or whatever. It's like, no, be looking now and put yourself forward. Don't ask permission to shine. Don't dim your light. Step forward and be a bright sun, and just go where you're wanting to go. I just feel like this creative energy is so important for you that um, if you're definitely looking to get into some sort of creative field, very highly supported here too. But I feel like it's time. This, you're protected here in this bubble, but it's time. Here's the bubble is about to burst with the baby there. It's like it's time to allow that transformation to happen. So I like that for you. Hopefully that helps a little bit there, Night Owl. But you're very supported and moving forward, and just watch out for you and not the company, because you know, they're just an entity that would be fine without us, and they would drop us like a hot potato in a second if they needed to. So do what you need to do for you. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings. Thank you guys so much for your patience in getting to your free readings. As soon as I'm done here, I will post a comment with the uh, order in which the readings were completed, and then that way you can find your reading more quickly. And like I said, I'll be back in a couple hours. So until then, enjoy all the free content I have on my main page. And also remember every second of every day of your lives that you are truly, eternally, unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, enjoy the rest of your day or your night, wherever you may be in the world. Until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.